I'm Kevin Kiley, CEO of Airia. Traditional IT governance is largely passive. You're going to send out some training to your teams, you're going to write some policies, and you may ask them to fill out assessments when they want to launch a new AI project. But you're asking them to report on what it is they're doing at that point in time. As soon as those assessments have been reviewed and processed, it's likely stale information. AI is too dynamic, and because of its non-deterministic nature, it is going to continue to evolve in the wild. This is a bit like comparing a smoke alarm to a sprinkler system. Both would know that there's a fire, but only active governance, or in this case, the sprinkler system, would take steps to remediate. Our active governance policy management allows you to not just set the policy, but to ensure that it's being enforced and that it's happening at runtime. If policy enforcement doesn't happen at inference, you're too late to really manage the process. There's a lot of difficulty in measuring ROI, but I would say start with what you know you can confidently metric. Throughput, error rates, things that you can measure readily and see the impact that they're having across teams. The pilots that we see succeed are the ones that have true executive sponsorship and clear metrics around success. It's the ambiguity or lack of either of those elements that often gets a lot of these stuck in what we call pilot purgatory. It's something that gets tested, but no one's really clear. Did it perform? Did it do what we wanted it to? In a word, it's anxiety. I think a lot of organizations are concerned specifically around the governance and the lack thereof that creates this anxiety. If I don't know what that model is going to do, I don't know if it's secure, safe, or more importantly, appropriate. Is this really something that we should be using AI for? And how do we expect it to perform? Not having visibility into these questions or any way of monitoring them creates real apprehension, and that can stall a pilot before it ever gets off the ground. I would suggest thinking about scale well before you get there. Too often, pilots look great in a small lab environment, but they never contemplated the complexity or the additional overhead that would be required to really move them into production. And consequently, it showed up well when we tested it with a few people, but it's never been pushed out to production because they're now realizing how much more would be involved to really make that happen.